On July 29, 2020, a police officer in Louisiana conducted a traffic stop on a vehicle that was exceeding the speed limit on the highway. The incident initially unfolded like any routine traffic stop, but upon inspecting the vehicle, a disturbing discovery came to light. Mitchell wasn't just driving nearly 20 miles above the speed limit. Astonishingly, he was doing so without possessing a valid driver's license.
Hey, step back here with me, man. How are you? Hey, good afternoon. I'm Trooper Nielsen, Louisiana State Police. The reason why I stopped you was for speeding. You know how fast you're going?
No, sir.
73 and a 55, so it's 18 over the limit. Do you have your driver's license?
No, sir.
Do you have a driver's license?
No, sir.
Then why are you driving?
The fines for this single charge could potentially amount to $500, along with a 6-month jail term. And that's not even factoring in the penalties for the speeding ticket. What the police officer may not realize is that Mitchell is heading home with more than just speeding. The police officer isn't just focusing on hitting Mitchell with a DUI charge. Observing an 18-year-old speeding in a car with a noticeable scent of marijuana raises a flag for the officer, indicating there might be more to this traffic stop than a young driver simply going too fast.
You smoking weed today? Look at me.
I did earlier. I'm not high right now.
Okay. Is there any weed in the car? Yes or no?
It's just a doobie in the ashtray, like.
Okay.
Other than that, there's
Anything else?
There's
All right. You be honest with me, I'll be honest with you. I ain't looking for no roach. You hear me?
Yes, sir.
Is there anything else in there?
Yes, sir. I promise.
Okay, it's in the ashtray? In that
Yes.
cup thing?
Yes, sir.
Anything else?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
However, before requesting consent to search the vehicle for potential additional drugs, Mitchell's behavior begins to display increasingly suspicious signs.
All right, where are you headed right now?
I was headed back home.
Okay. Where's home? What's your address? No, stop. Come here. Where do you live? It's easy. It's easy to answer this. Where do you live? You don't know how to drive to your house?
I was coming from there, how I got lost.
So what's the address?
No.
What?
Mitchell has given the green light for the search of his vehicle. In reality, the police officer is primarily focused on uncovering any marijuana and other potential drugs in the car. However, at this point, he remains unaware of what he's truly about to discover. Inspecting the front seats yields no results, but as the officer examines the exterior of the car, he stumbles upon several bullet holes scattered across the left side of the vehicle.
Get on that car.
It's increasingly clear to the cop that something is awry. The suspect seems to have become entangled in a situation much larger than the officer initially grasped. The officers investigate the vehicle and find no results except evidence that Mitchell has been dishonest. His address doesn't match what he's claiming, leading to a completely different location.
Now he says he lives in Winsboro, but he's got a Richwood address and the car comes back out of Monroe and he's got this he's got a GPS thing put in, but he don't even know the address, so he's lying about a bunch of junk. So I was just gonna check y'all aren't working anything up. Yeah.
Additionally, the car is registered to someone with an entirely different last name.
His name is Michael Robinson?
Yeah, it should be the owner of that car.
Okay, he's not given that name though. He's given another name.
I got to go back to work.
What's your number, sir?
31.
This entire situation is already pretty confusing, but out of nowhere, something even stranger unfolds. A totally random guy shows up at the scene, asserting that his family is actively searching for Mitchell.
Okay.
His family in Monroe is looking for him.
What do you mean they were looking for him?
They looking for him. The car missing.
When they provide yet another name different from Mitchell's and the vehicle owners, the cop is understandably puzzled. What started as a routine traffic stop has evolved into a complete mystery, and the officer is committed to unraveling the truth.
That's the last freaking lie you better tell me. What's your last name? What's this Robinson last name? Michael Robinson. That's your brother.
Gradually, the situation is coming into focus.
Michael Robinson gave you permission to drive this car?
Yes, sir.
Who gave him permission?
This is what.
If Mitchell's account holds true, it appears that his brother is allowing him to drive a car that was taken without permission from the original owner. However, this still doesn't clarify the presence of bullet holes, Mitchell's false address, or the unanticipated arrival of the man seeking him, who knew he was driving that particular vehicle. To add to the complexity, the cop has just been informed over the radio that a missing person report is intertwined with this intricate scenario.
There's a kid that's been reported missing, and that they took the car from Monroe, and he lied to me about his last name, his address and where he's from. This Hamp Ellis said that the daddy's looking at him. Some random guy pulls up behind me and said, "Hey, this guy's looking for that kid. I need to know if this car has been reported missing, stolen." And yeah. Okay.
After making a few more calls, it emerges that the missing person is Michael Robinson, the purported brother of the individual at the scene who granted permission for him to drive the car on that day. Nevertheless, the ownership of the vehicle remains uncertain. The cop opts to set that aside temporarily and takes another look at the vehicle now that backup has arrived. Little did the officer realize that this is where he would find answers to all his questions, and in the most gruesome manner imaginable.
I'm gonna do the obvious thing I want to do. Hey. Yep.
The trunk revealed the lifeless body of Michael Robinson, and suddenly everything fell into place. As it happens, Michael Robinson had no familial ties to Mitchell. Instead, he was an unintended victim of an armed robbery that Mitchell had been involved in earlier. Amidst the chaos of the robbery, Mitchell fired multiple shots at Robinson with a handgun. Subsequently, he placed Robinson in the trunk and drove to Winsboro to dispose of the body. However, his plans were interrupted when the officer pulled him over for speeding.
Put your hands up. Put your hands up. Put your hands up. Put your hand behind your back. Put your hands behind your back. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say may be used against you in the court of law. You have a right to an attorney. Have one present during any questioning. At any time, you can choose not to make any statements or answer any questions.
Michael Mitchell now faces charges for the armed robbery and second-degree murder of Michael Robinson. Currently awaiting trial, he's anticipated to receive a life sentence behind bars.